Hello, everyone. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome into our space. I am Divine Celion. You are welcome here. I welcome everyone. I try to love everyone as my father says that I need to, and as we all need to, because we all know that love is the way to go. Right? Right. So, I'm here to talk with you about the energies that are happening right now. Hello, love. The energies that are happening right now. What is going on? And why you're being called to truly be you at this time. Let me preface it with this. I'm on a live, can't help you. Let me preface it with this. Be open, be willing. And if you permit me, I'm going to share my story with you to kind of explain what's happening right now. So, chosen, you understand and you know that as you have been growing up, you understood early on you were facing things that no one else has faced. And you know you were asking those questions, why am I so different? Why am I facing things that other people don't seem to be facing? Why am I walking through this? You know this is not right, Father. I don't understand. What's happening? Okay? I understand. You have had jobs upon jobs upon jobs where people truly misunderstood you, despite how well you were trying to do in that job. And it seems to be the same thing over and over again, no matter what job you get. You seem to get the same type of people that you're working with, except you start to notice you're being sent in to help these people that you're working with. Okay? And you're like, I don't understand. Family. You have people in your family that could have easily understood you, chose not to, chose to lie on you, or chose to be jealous of you. Okay. You literally have to look at our Father's walk, Jesus' walk, to understand it's everything Jesus went through. Everything Jesus has gone through, we go through as chosens. It's no different. We go through our own sacrificial piece. Okay? Now, tell you a story. So, I perform and I act. And in the arts, if you're going to go far in the arts, you have to really accept you as who you really are. Okay? A lot of people try to act and perform and try to be fake. You're trying to be, or some of you try to be what you think the fans want to be. It's your art form. It's you. We're looking at it to see you. Okay? Now, with that being said, somewhere along the line, if you're not being authentic and you're not being authentic to you, you're going to get caught up in the lie. And that's where a lot of people start selling themselves, because they get caught up in the lie. They don't know who they are in the first place. If you knew who you were in the first place and you loved yourself in the first place, you wouldn't sell yourself out. You wouldn't sell yourself short, because you'd understand you can manifest for yourself. Okay? It just takes longer once you get what your game is. You understand what I'm saying? So anytime you're doing art, whether that's visual, audio, whether that's, writing, creating, anything you create, you cannot be fake. At some point, you is going to call you into question. At some point, you are going to be made to be you. So let me explain. As I went on my acting journey, I noticed I couldn't gel a lot with different acting modalities because they just weren't real enough for me, until I found Harold Guskin's technique. And I noticed something today. I knew about the vulnerability and my lack of vulnerability in the acting part. I knew that, but I didn't know it when it came to using the voice, using the actual chakras. and meridians. And this is where it comes in. So as I was going through just a breathing technique, and I tell people that watch me on TikTok, please find a breathing teacher. That somatic release is so important when it comes to releasing your traumas and your anxieties, and when it just comes to releasing to find you. That's so huge. People don't understand how huge that is. We were doing a breathing technique and singing, and I noticed something because I've been singing a long time. And I said, the technique I used a long time ago to do breathing ain't the same as now. Okay, well, let me try it. And I got into a breathing technique. Now, I noticed I started to do this. And then I started to pay attention to where I was holding breath in my body and not flowing. And I was sitting up and I was thinking, and I said, what's going on? And I told the teacher. She had to do another breathing technique. And then I realized something. I kid you not. A memory flooded back from when I was pregnant. And how I hold on to everything. For me, if I'm stressed out and I have to deliver, it ain't gonna happen. So I lock. Okay. And I realized, and I could pinpoint to what year I locked myself down and I stopped myself from being vulnerable. Well, Divine, why are you saying this? Let me explain. At this time, things are going to come up, but what is required of you is you. What I mean is, what is required is going to be you telling yourself the absolute truth. And there's a reason why I'm looking at you when I'm saying that. You cannot lie to yourself at this time if you want to be freed from the mess you've been sitting in. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. You cannot lie about anything about yourself if you're truly going to expand and grow. Do you understand? So, say for example, you want a mate, right? And someone asks you, well, what kind of person do you want? What kind of partner? And you start lying. You start denying your desire. You start denying how you want them to look. You start lying to make it look acceptable to other people. It's not going to work. Because all you're going to do is you're going to manifest real time what you really don't want instead of what you do want. So now is the time to truly sit up and be vulnerable with yourself. Not with someone else, with yourself. It is time for you to be vulnerable with yourself. Now, what does that mean? You tell yourself the absolute truth with what it is you want, with what it is you need, with where you're going. See, a lot of times when we start our self journey and our self-love path, okay, we don't see the chains we put on ourselves. And I didn't see the chains I was putting on myself. I just couldn't see it because it wasn't time to see. Now that we're waking up, it's time to see. Do you understand? It is time to foster ourselves and grow ourselves into who we really are. And as you do this, you're going to find you've been holding yourself back. You've been holding on to so much, your body has taken it on. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So my loves, as I was walking my journey, I noticed first in this breathing, I woke up because I remembered when I stopped my flow. I remembered why. And come to find out, it was something shortly before I got pregnant. This last time. that was stopping my flow because I listened to other people. Welcome in, loves. I welcome in because I listened to other people. Okay. Oh, thank you. Blessings to you. Thank you. My loves. Think back, or something's going to hit you. Let's put it like that. Something's going to hit you to where it's going to take you back to your truth. Okay? Thank you, love. Thank you. It's going to take you back to your truth. Do not be scared. Let me finish sharing my story. So I was in the vocal class, and I'm holding on like this. And I'm like, whoa, divine. Your body's supposed to be relaxed when you're singing, babe. It's a whole body thing. Why are you holding on and gripping on? And then my toes started doing that. And I'm like, what's wrong? Well, I went to a showcase, and I wasn't the people's cup of tea. And so I realized, thank you for the like, love. Thank you. And I realized I defined my journey of performing to be what Hollywood wanted and what they said I was. No. No. But the point is, I didn't realize I stopped myself there. And from there, and how those people acted, I was like, whoa, no. No, that's not, no. So when I was breathing today and trying to do the vocal techniques, and I felt in the body. Now that's when we wake up, when you feel it in the body, when you realize, hey, I'm not breathing like I'm supposed to be breathing, and it's harder for me to sing. Or my hand is cramping up doing this artwork, but it doesn't generally cramp up. Why? What's going on, right? So, my loves, the vulnerability is real. That is you and your innocence asking you, can we be now? Can we come out now? Can we share now? And I know nothing is disheartening more when our inner innocence can't, or there's no one to hold it or foster it. And you're so disappointed because you're just like a child inside that just wants that friend that honors you and is like, hey, we cool. Okay, we cool. We understand each other. I understand. But you will find yourself through your craft if you live in it. Does that make sense? You will find you really you, and what you really want and need through doing your craft that expresses you. See, some of us are working these other jobs for these other people and we're not expressing us. Oh, no. You will arrive when it's your creation. And then you're going to start to see and feel you. And I'm showing you kind of how, because some of us do not understand we are blocking ourselves. Yes, our enemies did it. Yes, absolutely. We knew. No, and you will not. But see what happens when it's us. When it's us blocking because of what someone's saying and we don't know. And then we're in a prison and we don't understand why we're not flowing because we should be flowing. I love myself. I'm doing this. I don't understand. Why am I not flowing? My love. Because in order to flow, you must be 100% authentic. You must. Thank you for my likes, love. I appreciate you. You must be 100% authentic. And that's hard. That's hard. How many times every day do we sit up and give answers that we think other people want to hear versus what we really feel? There are times people talk to us and we're like, I don't even want to talk to you. And it will show on our face. And We have so many rules on the stoicism and the be kind and the be loving. I know I give them too. And the nope, calm the face and all these things. And then you're like, where's me in this process? Because that's not how I feel. I feel like I don't want to deal with you. My loves, at the very bare minimum, you're just looking at another human being or another person that wants to be heard, even though you want peace. Don't look at them in the way you usually look at them. Look at them as someone that's in a need that you can provide. And then you ask yourself, can I at this time? Can I give this at this time? Can I be vulnerable at this time? Are they worthy of me being vulnerable with them at this time? If they are not, then my love, you make that decision. If they are, then you give the grace and the love of you to spend that time. You decide, right? But don't, for the love of Pete, don't be like, don't want to deal with this person. And then you put on a fake ass face. No, that will not serve you. And let me tell you something with these energies at this time. You do not want to play with these energies at this time. When I say it's clearing out, it is clearing out whatever is fake. I'm telling you, people have lost everything just because it was fake and it did not serve them, and they have to start all over again. But my loves, if you are somebody that's losing like friends and family and people and jobs, and you're like, what the hell is going on? Tuesday, you got a solar eclipse. That is a blackout. Clear out, right? And you have the fire horse. That's like, no. We are blazing. We are clearing. Why? Because people would not stop with the negativity. And they shifted everything toward the negativity. And the universe is saying, I have to set it right. So since you wouldn't stop what you were doing, I'm clearing. I'm not waiting for you guys to find your karma. I'm not waiting for you to sit up there and be like, I got it. I'm clearing. These are for the karmics. For the chosen, universe is looking at the chosen like, are you ready to go? Are you walking in authenticity? Do you know who you are? Do you have that love of you that I taught you? There's something else I realized too, and why this is so big. I had talked before about the soulmates and the twin flames. In the aspect of the reason why they find each other is because they have a big job to do for this universe. And I realized the reason why this balance is so off is because they sold love. Let me explain. Our Father talked about love. Okay? But in this past cycle, the counterparts sold their mates by not being with them, trying to steal your energy, money, whatever. They sold them. They broke the contract. Not only did they break the contract, they sold out love. The very thing we were taught to honor, they sold. And people don't understand how big that is. That was a gift our Father taught us, the basic, and they sold it. Which means humanity now has to answer for that. Also why the universe is clearing things out. It has to, because humans are not doing it. Some of them are controlled by these other beings and stuff like that. They're not doing it. You guys are trying to find your way through the dark. We all are. And it takes us all. It takes the love of all of us to do this work. That is why, chosen, you were beat down so bad. Because it knew in walking our path, we were going to get it. We were going to be down, and we were going to get people talking about us, and we were going to get people saying stuff and making us trying to pay karma. But guess what? Because you walked through it, you see it. You know it. You know the lessons. You know. And because you recognize, you remember. And as you move forward, you get to take those lessons with you and you will not repeat it because you remember. You lived, you did the work. And baby, you're going to get the reward because you did the work that they wouldn't do, that they tried to put on you, that your ancestral line tried to put on you. You did all the work. And not only did you do the work, you put your foot down so the rest of your line wouldn't have to do it. That is why you are so important. That is why. That is why you get your ass kicked, because baby, you can carry it. But just as you can carry it, love has got you. It always has you. It always will. Do you understand? We sell love before love sells us. And let me tell you something. Love don't choose everybody. Okay? Love don't choose everybody. But love chose you. How big is that? And I know a lot of people are like, man, but it's hard. Hell yeah, love walk is hard. It's supposed to be hard, but baby, what do you find? You and your connection. And you start to understand. I can't tell you enough. When you walk in that love of you, you start to see your connection. You start to understand. And you start to see why Spirit loves you. You start to see you the way Spirit sees you. And you start to see your enemy is no different than you. You start to understand what our Father said. Your enemy is no different than you. You gonna look at them and be like, you just somebody going through something. Just leave me alone. Go on about your business. That's it. Go on about your business. And you will start to see not just their flaws, you'll see yours. You're like, wait a minute, I did that to somebody before. I dig it. I get that. You don't want to do that. Trust me, you don't want to do that. And if they don't want to listen to you, baby, you leave them where they're at. Peace and love to you. That's okay. Because you loved your enemy. You left them where they were. And see, that's the thing about compassion. And as I always say, and I tell people, everyone reaches for compassion. They teach self-compassion and self-care. Where the hell is self-love? You can't get to compassion without understanding love. Love is the work of compassion. That's the dirty, gritty stuff. Compassion is when you understand it. And you understand why you love that enemy in the first place. Not hate them. It's because you understand at that point it takes us all. So if I have to love you into learning your lesson, that's what the hell I'm going to do. And if you don't want it from me, the universe is going to give it to you. So I ain't even got to worry about it. And I'll leave you in peace and love. There you go. Seriously, my loves. This energy right now demands you to be real. Do not lie to yourself. It's not about you lying to Spirit. It's about you lying to yourself. Spirit knows you already. You ain't got to worry about that. It's asking you, do you know you? Do you know how great you are? Because I do. You got to know what I know about you. Love does that for you. Love teaches you that. And please, this was the other thing I learned. Do not love part of you. Love all of you right now where you're at. Love all of you. What good is it if you only love a piece? Baby, you have control over what you can change. Remember that serenity prayer? Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to change the things I can and the wisdom to know the difference. You can change anything you put your mind to because nothing is impossible in love. And I mean nothing is impossible in love. Watch. Watch. So my warning and a blessing, please walk in your truth right now. Or you will be called on the carpet for not doing so. And you don't want that. Why? You've walked through enough hell where you're at. Don't pick up no more. You don't need to. Don't pick up crosses you don't need to. We're not to do that. Why? Because we each got a job to do. And it's time we do our job. Stop acting like you don't know what to do. And that's a lot of you. You're acting like you don't know what to do. You too scared to do it. It's okay to be scared. But don't let that stop you. But you do know what to do. You feel what to do, don't you? You feel it calling you. You feel it tugging at you. You know. You know. Baby, and you are not wrong. And listen to your intuition. Journal. Write down. Write what your baseline is right now, where you're at, to measure how far you're going. I have clients do that all the time. Give me your baseline. Where you at right now when we start this journey? Where you at? Where you want to be? Where you going? And we check in with that baseline. What behavior have you changed? And you give yourself grace. The most important rule of all. Give yourself grace to make mistakes. You are perfectly flawed the way you are. There's nothing wrong with that. Give yourself grace. Forgive thyself. Before you step foot on your path, forgive thyself. Because you cannot walk your path if you have not. It's funny, as I'm talking to you, I was holding in my stomach the whole time. Because I make myself aware now. And then I ask myself, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? What do we need to hold on to? That's the vulnerability. A lot of us are afraid to be vulnerable because we're afraid to be vulnerable with the wrong people. That's okay. You know how to make yourself safe. If you don't, research it. It's okay. But don't ever. Here's your last piece. Don't ever be ashamed of your inner child and your vulnerability. Never be ashamed of that. That is a gift. Remember, a lot of people's have been stolen. You still have your inner child that you connect to. You love that child like you would any other child. You understand me? That child trusts you. And you let it play and be out. And when it's not safe, you bring that child back in. But you honor all of you. All of you is needed for this job. Okay? All right, my loves. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. I wanted to share that with you because vulnerability is very tough for me in my acting, in my performing. And again, I share myself with you because I don't want you. I told you I'm not a guru. Okay? But I just notice things that all of us go through. And the theme also is share your story, no matter how far-fetched it seems, because a lot of us have a similar story. We really freaking do. We have a similar story. And being vulnerable and sharing my story, if it will help someone else understand, baby, that's love. You understand me? If your story will help someone, each one teach one. And again, they don't want it. Bye. Because there'll be someone else who does want it. How many people walk up to us and ask us? Because you're chosen. That's why they walk up to you and ask you. They need an answer. That's what you're here for. You understand? That's what you're here for. So thank you. Gratefulness to you for letting me share my story with you. Welcome in, love. Gratefulness to you for letting me share my story with you and you listening to me. Thank you. Because you help me learn and you help me not be as vulnerable. And that helps me on my journey as I love to help others on theirs. Thank you. Thank you for that. I can't thank you enough. All right, my loves. I love you. Be you. And you're going to hear your guides tell you this. Tell the truth. You're going to hear yourself say it. Tell the truth. Stop lying. Tell the truth. I don't hear that. Tell the truth. Well, I really feel. Talk to yourself. Be real with you. And then figure out how to calm it and navigate in the moment. We're going to get there, y'all. All right, my loves. I love you. I appreciate you. I honor you and your walk and your journey. We're all important. We all of us need to honor our journeys. All right, my love.